I want to look at some sparring out of my gym with one of my amateur fighters there in the red shirt. We're going to look at some aspects of fighting and really to try to highlight what a big part of boxing is, which is distance and timing. But it can also show how the things you do in there can impact that negatively or positively. My southpaw amateur fighter here start kind of developing a routine. He kind of just gets off to a bad start. And develops sort of a bad routine that impacts, his concept, his perception of distance and timing. There's a lot of pulling back from the jab, a little too much pulling back, and not enough slipping and trying to, set up some offense, and not enough countering, using that southpaw advantage. But we'll also see my young fighter here make some adjustments, and he really turns it around. He starts relying on his training, starts staying in there a little more, slipping that jab, trying to set up his own offense. So it's really a comparison between how things can go right and how things can go wrong. Let's get started here. There's my southpaw in the red. His opponent's there in white, and from another gym. We're going to see this pull back throughout. See, jab and pulling. We're not slipping yet. We're not slipping off the center line and trying to come down the middle with something hard. See, we're seeing a lot of that pull back. Here is where it really gets him in trouble because he's so used to pulling back now. He actually pulls back into the right hand. But if we go back and look where his outside foot is, or his front foot. It's on the outside of his opponent here. He is a southpaw. It's the exact angle he wants to be in. And we can see that his opponent's not in the best position even right now. He's a little too far apart. That two can come right down the middle. He turns that thumb down. I'm talking about my southpaw. He turns that thumb down and just shoots a two right into the chin there, and then kind of hook and turn and set up offense at a new angle. But we don't see that. We see a pullback. As he pulls back, he gets hit with a right hand that he should have never been hit with. Boom. Same thing, just pulling back. We're just not able to get out of this routine we've set for ourselves. Now, this is another important spot. Look where his feet is at. His front foot is again on the outside of his orthodox fighter. The southpaw is in dominant position right now. He's actually blocked the jab, which he's trained to do. You stuff the jab, you shoot your two. As you slap that jab down, you're able to hook. As you're hooking, you're turning out, you're pivoting out, and you're trying to turn your opponent. You're turning away from his right hand, and you're setting up more offense. And you can see that his opponent's in terrible position with his feet far, far apart, and we just did not capitalize that. We did not trust our training. We abandoned our training, and we'll see that he pulls back and misses a wonderful opportunity to really set up some offense here. Pulls back. Does not deliver any punch. Pulling back from the jab again. That he timed the jab, but his distance was off. Pulling back into the right hand. See, he kind of pulls back and makes it a little easier for him to get hit with the right. See, he should have stepped and countered there. Same thing, we're pulling back. It's just a little too easy for him. He's at the end of his punches. And we'll see it here. He pushes him back with a jab, shoots that two down the middle. The southpaw tries to check hook him and shoot a two, but he's having to recover. He's a little out of position. Rolls a nice little two out of there just to get him out of the corner. Goes back to center ring. Gets back to fighting. Pulls back from the jab. Still quite hasn't figured out what we want to do in there. And this is where we start seeing some adjustments, slight adjustments here. He just didn't expect the double jab. The kid hadn't thrown a double jab yet. He was willing to, kind of stay in there, maybe pull the jab and shoot his two, but he ended up getting a second jab. He did shoot the two and land it, but unfortunately the jab knocked him off balance. He wasn't able to do anything about it. So we're going to start seeing some adjustments here towards the end of the sparring. Right here was one. It wasn't major offense. But there was a sense here that he's starting to get the distance and the timing down. He rolled the two down for a body shot. Perhaps he should have just turned that elbow up and out and dropped the two upstairs a little higher. Would have probably been a little more preferable here when he could have taken that angle and just brought that two with him right down the middle. But he goes downstairs. Doesn't matter. The timing's there. Starting to get it. There's the check hook. And there's the two. He tries to follow up here. He's trying to bait him. He sucks him in, pulls 2. There's the check hook, and he tries to follow up with a nice little 2. But again, just a little bit out of range, and that's probably, like again, he's having to play catch up now. He's trying to figure out this kid's his rhythm and his timing. Here he eats a jab, as you can see, but watch this 2 that lands down the middle. It ends up hurting his opponent. Ends up busting his nose, and it's kind of staggers him a little bit. His legs get a little stiff here. He's not quite as aggressive and as brave, and we'll see a little more after this. So there's the jab down the middle. There's the 2 right in the nose. Actually busted his nose here. We're going to see him eat a jab and finish with a 2. He just didn't slip it. Jab was a little too fast. Would have loved him to get off that center line so he wouldn't have got hit right there. There's another one. So we're starting to see this now. We're going to go back. Now we're starting to see him timing a little bit. There's the jab, pull. Nice little 2. Boom. That's a good one. Pulls. Bang, bang. So now the difference here is, notice he's not jumping back right now. Notice that he's just taking, you see him shift to the outside. Watch his feet. Watch his front foot. It kind of turns, and see that pivot? That nice little pivot. There's nothing different between this position or even this scenario that I showed, say, 3 or 4 minutes ago versus now. It's just he's got a little bit more of the timing and distance down. He's able to turn that check hook and land a nice little 2 right on the chin. That was some clever, nice fighting, nice slick fighting. We'll let it play back again. We're going to see the replay. Bang, bang. Here will be the replay. Bang, bang. Nice little shot. Here we see him. He's walking him in. He's getting confident. The southpaw's getting confident with that check hook. He even slaps his head down and back. But my southpaw does not land the uppercut. He doesn't drop that shoulder down and shoot a nice quick uppercut inside. Instead, he opts for a 2, and he misses wildly. I mean, it just goes right past him. Here, he probably would have loved to have had that opportunity back, and he could have landed an effective uppercut and probably hurt him a little more and had a little fun chasing him down and beating up on him for a little bit. But it's all learning. It's all a learning experience. You just got to remember your drills, your techniques, your punch sequences, and let that stuff play out in sparring. Try not to be so reactive in there. Try not to wait on what he's doing. You need to come in there and bring your training with you. Bring your game plan with you. Trust in that. The only way you're going to get good at it is to practice it. Not try to avoid a fight, but use the fight to work on your techniques, your tactics, and the technical aspect of your fighting. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. It was a quick review, good chance just for some learning opportunities here. Difference between, how things can go wrong for you and how things can go right for you. If you got any questions, please drop them below. If you have comments, please drop them below. If you have not already liked and subscribed, please do so, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.